Why are non-blacks on the West Coast so awkward to be around? Compared to all the different states that I lived in, even being in the military, when I was in the service with the Marines and the Navy, you have all kind of people coming from across the country to join the US military. So you're not going to join the military and see all black people, all white people, all Hispanic people, all Filipino people. You're going to see people from all over the world. Not an issue. Not an issue interacting with different cultures, different races, different belief systems. I feel like people in the military even do a better job than the civilians at holding difference and differences among different groups in the military, even if they don't like you. They're still a little bit more skillful in the military than in the civilian world. And you guys talk a lot of ish about the military. Oh, military people crazy, military people this or that, but they have a better respect and they perform better socially when they're dealing with people from different cultures. And I was in from 2006, 2011 as an infantry medic, and you can't really think of one time in terms of socializing I had any real awkwardness, awkward feelings, or oh, maybe I shouldn't be around this person or that person. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people I didn't really like in the military. So of course I'm not gonna go run up behind them, but it wasn't as awkward in terms of racial interactions in the military like it is in the civilian world. It wasn't as awkward at all. You get into the civilian world and even different parts of the country in America, they tend to be more advanced socializing and advanced socially than other parts of the country. Like growing up in Michigan in the Midwest, I don't even recall being around white folks, Hispanic people in Michigan and in Detroit feeling awkward. We got Mexican town in Detroit, southwest of Detroit. I can remember going down there having a good time. One of my friends went to high school down there, played ball. We go down there, hang out, have a good time. I didn't have a thought of like, oh man, I gotta watch out for these Hispanics looking at you crazy or not. It was just regular everyday people. I don't remember that in Detroit. And even Michigan, growing up in when I went to John Glenn in Westland, it was different cultures, white people, all kind of races. You just didn't really see awkwardness in the Midwest. Everybody was just hanging out. White folks were dope. They were cool. I didn't have any sort of template growing up in Michigan of any awkwardness, awkward energy towards me growing up in the Midwest. Even when I went to Virginia, lived with my mom for a couple of years, went to Granby High School, Moria High School out there, different cultures, whites, different. I just do not remember on the East Coast and the Midwest having any awkward energy that I was triggering off in these different cultural groups. The West Coast is so different. If you're from the West Coast, if you're watching this, maybe you're not, please explain to me why are West Coast non-black people, why are you guys so different when you get around black folks? What is going on out here on the West Coast? I'm mindful you guys don't share a lot of the civil rights history like they do in the South and maybe on the East Coast, but I noticed like I go around certain like Hispanic folks, white folks, and you guys give off some very awkward body language when you get around black people in California. I noticed that, and it's only in California I feel this way. And I want to say when I go to Northern California, I don't feel it as much. Like when I was in San Francisco and when I was in close to near Oakland, I didn't really feel it as bad. It's like a Southern California thing where Southern California non-black folks are different. They're different. It's like they're not evolved and advanced in a way where they can be around black people and whatever discomfort that they have, they can't sit with it. It's like they make it so obvious that they're so uncomfortable. But why are you so uncomfortable? Shit, I got racial trauma and all kind of history dealing with white folks and Hispanic people, but I can at least be around you guys and don't make you have to feel uncomfortable. Right. If you're around me, I'm not gonna give you this dead stare like, oh, I don't, here comes this Mexican or this white person, it's not, at that level. I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. You guys ain't got nothing to do with my shit, you know? So I just hang out. But some of you folks out here on the West Coast, you guys make it so obvious. You just look so like, I don't know what it is about Southern California. I think something spiritually is going on with these non-black folks on the West Coast where it's just they're really uncomfortable seeing black people, even when you're with your kids. I just noticed that. Just an observation. What's going on with you guys in SoCal? I'll be going to Florida, go to Florida a lot. I go out there and visit a lot. And even in Florida, I don't get that energy of just discomfort or awkwardness. You could tell a human being that's a little bit more evolved and advanced and mature spiritually, where they can just handle diversity, even if you don't like certain racial groups or you don't feel comfortable around certain racial groups. It's like the mark of a mature soul or spirit. They'll still hold that space of respect where it's kind of like, all right, I'm not going to ruin your little 30 minutes. I'm not going to ruin your time with your family. I'm not going, because on the West Coast, you guys unapologetically, and this is white people and Hispanics. This is what I noticed. I'm not from the West Coast. I'm from Michigan. So some shit you guys kind of get away with in Southern California than other parts of the world, they just don't do. Like that staring shit that you guys be doing. I don't know who wrote the rules. I don't know if you get this from your households. I don't know who told you white people and you Mexicans that staring at people. If you're gonna stare at a person, and it doesn't matter what your race is. Smile, at least, and really don't stare. But if you're gonna stare, at least have like a half smile. Who stares at people with just a day? We live in very dangerous times. People shooting up places. You don't know what's gonna go down wherever you gotta go. At least if you're gonna be in a public setting, at least kind of make yourself feel safe. It's like who the fuck just stares at people? Y'all guys are the only people who do this. Mexicans and white folks. I gotta call it what it is. So, and this isn't any hate because my daughters have Mexican. I love my daughter. I got damn near a quarter white in me. I got white in my family. So I'm not hating you guys. It's just I noticed you just observe things. I'll be 40. Shit, I've lived. I've been in the military, went to Iraq, I've traveled the fucking world. Some things you just notice. And you guys in SoCal, you Mexicans and you white folks. Asians too, but I haven't really been around. Asians too, but they kind of stay to themselves where you don't bother them, they don't bother you. They kind of huddle up, they have like their own little communities, and they don't really do it as bad. They do it, but it's just it feels different with them. I don't know why, and this isn't a bias because I got an Asian. I don't know, it's just it don't feel like the same. It just doesn't. Maybe for some of you guys it is, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but for me it's been mostly like the Hispanics and white people. Like they unapologetically stare at you. They not smiling at you. They're not. It's not the stare that's kind of like out of a curiosity or a smile. Where I've had stares where they're kind of smiling, like, "Oh, hey, are you new here? Hey, you kind of get the difference in the stares because black people we're always having to be so cautious and we got to be so polite and be careful where you go, be careful with this and that. So we get programmed, a lot of us, on what to do and what not to do because our life depends on it. We can't just move around like you guys move around, okay? Because we're like a target. You see it, it's all over the media. So I ain't got to give you the story. So we got to be very vigilant of how we present ourselves, how we come off, where to go, what not. So it's like, but I know it's like with Hispanics and white folks in SoCal, they don't got no shame on making black people, black men specifically, feel awkward and uncomfortable. You guys don't got any shame. I don't know what you guys are teaching each other in these households, but that stuff doesn't fly in the Midwest and on the East Coast. And your body language and your attitude and your energy that you give off can be enough to just body language is everything. I would say now more than ever because people are worrying about their damn safety in America. You guys are crazy. So people are paying attention to how you looking at them, how you acting around them. People are watching everything. You ain't even got to say a word because we have to be. This is America. People shooting up places and all kind of shit. So people are paying attention to your body language, how you acting, and they're not going. And people who are respectful not going to make you feel uncomfortable with it. It's just people got to be vigilant. I'm trying to go to this concert and leave alive. Shit. But when you guys are like looking at people crazy and it just people don't want to be around that shit. And I know it's gonna be wondering like, damn, where all the black people at in some of these areas? And the reason why is because you guys, you non-black people in Southern California, you guys have not learned how to master holding your biases and your discomfort in a mature way that still allows people to move gracefully around you. You guys make it so obvious that you're uncomfortable. You just make it so obvious, and that can come off rude. It can be even insulting being like that. I'm just thinking like, man, what the hell is going on? So just the observation. It's weird. And I know I made a video about this before and people were people reported me and shit, had my my video got cut out and all kind of stuff, man. It's like we got to talk to you non-black people, man. At some point in history, white people, Hispanics, Asians, black people got to sit down and just be honest and just be honest. We're not perfect. You guys make it clear what we doing wrong and what we not doing right every day. So what's different with us kind of having a conversation about you and the stuff that you're doing? You guys can't keep getting butthurt and then go running a report. You go flag the channel and the information don't get out. Changes don't happen. Everything stays the same. You know, and they create all these philosophies like, oh, people are hypersensitive and sensitive souls. Man, listen, you can be sensitive, you can be vulnerable and all of that and still be respectful at the same time. Don't let your sensitivity or whatever your spirituality or your belief system get in the way with you being respectful and a kind person around other human beings. Don't make that an excuse. You can still be whatever you want to call yourself, highly sensitive souls or whatever. Ain't nobody no more sensitive than black folks over here still getting discriminated against, no power, still getting beat down, you know, and they still have enough sense to know how to interact and navigate, interact with people. So you guys ain't no different, ain't no better. Because I'm not. It's at the point now where I just avoid situations where if it's too many of you guys, you Hispanic people and you white folks with that really just unapologetic staring and discomfort, I'll just avoid the area altogether. Because it's not my job to make you feel comfortable. And I feel uncomfortable sometimes when I get around that because sometimes I don't, where I'm just like, well, you know, my daughter's with me, I got kids. So unfortunately, I have to share some of these spaces because I want my daughters to have fun. They're young, they're babies. Why should I make them suffer? Because, and this is how it gets so complex because you guys make other races who you don't feel comfortable being around feel discomfort. And then that might cost them an opportunity to take their kids to the swimming pool. They may cost them the opportunity to take their kids to the playground because you're uncomfortable. You're projecting that onto black folks, and now the black man got to decide, or you know, damn, do I take my daughter here? Do I go to a different park? And it sucks that our babies, have to suffer for that. And it's not black people doing that out here. It's you Hispanics and you white people because that's all that's out here. Because you guys probably pushed everybody out with that unhealthy way of interacting with people. So you guys got to think about that, man. You guys got to do better, man. In terms of, like I said, in the military, all kind of cultures, all kind of races, and they getting the wrong. You know, nobody's perfect, but I don't recall being around these certain groups in the military and having any of these issues. It's almost like the military is like more advanced spiritually in some ways, where they can, even if they don't like you, they still know how to work with you. In the civilian world, I don't know if it's because you guys are spoiled, where if you don't like somebody in your family, you guys get rid of them. So if they're still around, why are you still here? Usually we get, you guys are not going to bully people out of living their lives and trying to provide a happy, healthy environment for their families just because you're uncomfortable. Every human right has a right to live a quality, healthy life. And they're not going to sit up here and suffer just because of your damn discomfort. So just something to think about, man.